Now it's time to see who has the heart.
If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners.
This is your life. Now go out there and take it.
Hey, you guys, don't throw me anything. My girlfriend put a curse on my glove.
I'll take the X off the glove. Give me the glove.
You got to cut the head off a live rooster.
Welcome to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens, Highway 72 West, just off I-65. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. One of your favorite teams is sure to be playing on the big screen, too. See you tomorrow at Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 Athens, just off I-65. Daily and Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daily and Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daily and Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. Real estate, real easy. That's the motto at Innovative Realty Solutions, and providing the highest quality real estate services is their mission. With sound real estate advice, the latest information, and a skilled analysis of the real estate market, Innovative Realty Solutions offers a better home buying and selling experience with a fair, ethical, and, yes, innovative process. Innovative Realty Solutions. Visit them on Facebook, online at innovativerealtysolutions.com, at 100 North Clinton Street in Athens, or call 230-5950. Innovative Realty Solutions. Real estate, real easy. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Need custom screen printing or other promotional products? Got you covered. Screen Printing and More in Athens is, well, got you covered. Screen printing, promotional items, stickers, graphic design, vinyl for signs and garments, and other customized products. They also offer local pickup and delivery services, rush orders, volume discounts, and can customize any project to meet your needs. Got You Covered guarantees to get the job done and will work hard to make sure you're completely satisfied. Call today, 444-4500, or stop by and see them at 800 Highway 72 West, Suite K in Athens. Got You Covered Screen Printing and More. PASnetwork.net. It's now your gateway to the PlayAction Sports Network. Whether it's PlayAction Sports coverage of school, youth, and amateur sports from Athens and Limestone County, or Calhoun basketball, James Clement Sports, and Applebee's Tailgate Talk via PAS Plus. PASnetwork.net. Follow the links to download apps to hear live streams and podcasts, enable Alexa skills, or listen live on your computer. Covering Athens and Limestone County area sports, PASnetwork.net.
Hey, this is Charles Morrison, varsity baseball coach with Lindsay Lane Christian Academy, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And good Saturday morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We're live here at Applebee's on the corner of 72 and 65. I'm Dave Vassar alongside Todd DeBot, Tom Lynn, Coach Clint Legg, and the producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We got a great show lined up today. We're having East Limestone Soccer is having a pancake breakfast this morning, so they're here serving out pancakes and making a little money to help the teams out. Our guests today, we're going to have, of course, for our Swami of the SEC, Mr. A.P. Steadham, coming off his trip from L.A. to watch the national championship game and talk to him about that.
L.A. to L.A. to L.A.
Yeah. I wish I had his frequent flyer miles. We'll have also Freak Daddy Coleman talking about the Huntsville Havoc coming off. Did they win last night?
It was tied 2 at the end of the second period, and that's the last score I saw.
We'll talk to him about that. They had honky-tonk hockey last night.
Another sold-out event.
Yeah,
too.
and then tonight is the Wiener Dog races. So we'll talk to him. We got 2 special guests today. Tim hooked us up. We're going to have Chad Emerson. He's going to come in studio today and talk to us. He's the director of business operations for the new Huntsville Pro Soccer team, which is affiliated with the Nashville Soccer Club. So we'll talk to him about all those neat things going on over there with the new expansion and new addition of Joe Davis Stadium where they'll be playing. And we'll also talk to a motivational speaker and author of Move the Ball. And she's also an alumnus of the University of Alabama, Mrs. Jennifer Garrett. So we'll talk to her. And we'll do a bunch of talking amongst ourselves and having a good time. So what's been going on, guys? I ain't seen y'all in a while.
Not much, buddy. Just the same old.
I know you guys are on top of the world. Alabama basketball looks like they got back rolling again the other night when I was watching Arkansas.
Well, that was a big road win.
Huge, man, to win the SEC on the road, isn't it?
Especially for Alabama. The last few years they've struggled on the road, but Coach Oates seems to be turning that around. And Arkansas is a really good team. I think they were ranked 15th going into that game. Tide moved up to 2 in the nation, so wow.
Yeah, big game today against LSU. Yeah. So it's no sold-out crowd. So,
which is also wonderful to see.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and I hate it for you. You've been having to listen to all this Georgia talk from all your sister.
I don't listen to it. I shut it down, man. if there's one thing Uncle Todd can do, it's shut it down. You know, they can run that mouth, and rightfully so. But I told them, I said, y'all do it after a decade, then come back to me. When I'm about 65, if y'all are still doing something, then we'll talk. But until then, no. 2 in a row is very impressive, but no, it doesn't make a decade.
That's right. I mean, right now they deserve it.
Oh, absolutely they do.
They deserve it.
But you know what? And it's just the fact of it. You can call it, whatever. I'm a whining Alabama fan. But when you play in SEC East, and you
Did you say least or east?
Least is correct. I mean, if you look at Georgia's schedule next year, if they're not in the championship playoffs, I would fire Kirby Smart on the spot. They're in conference now. The conference is a joke. Now, granted, they were supposed to play Oklahoma, and they got moved because Oklahoma decided to come to the conference, so they couldn't help that. They could have probably found somebody better in Ball State to replace them with. Yeah. That's who they replaced them with. Ball State's probably their toughest out of the conference.
I noticed Chris Fowler the other night made a few references to their what was favorable schedule.
Oh, it's favorable. It's not. I mean, it's a joke. I mean, put Georgia in the West, and they're Alabama. I mean, they are. They're not coasting every game. They're not. They're just not. Yeah. I mean, but it is what it is.
And for you, another hectic week coming up. The county tournament at Clements.
Yeah, you're gonna be a busy man.
Yeah, we this has been going on since the summer, getting prepared for that. We're using both gyms. Well, we'll go more into that, I'm sure, later. Both gyms on Monday because we've got 7th grade boys added to the county tournament, and just preparation, getting stuff ready. Getting we got the officials secured. Making sure the sound, it's a lot that goes into it.
Did y'all have any trouble with the shortage of officials right now? Did y'all have any trouble?
Somewhat, but man, I'll go ahead and do this. With the shortage of officials, they're expensive. We did a Thanksgiving tournament at Clements, a few-day tournament. It cost us around $8,000 for officials.
Holy smokes.
How about that?
You'd think if they were that expensive, they'd be better.
No kidding.
Yeah, I didn't want to get into that, but since y'all opened the door, let's go in. So
how many total games was that, you think, if you just had to guess off the top of your head?
Man, I don't know, but it was $8,000. Wow. And I think this is a huge, we get the money. I mean, like next year when it goes to wherever, they get all the money. We get all the money. But we're going to spend a lot of money on officials and other things that just go into this tournament. And like I said, it starts Monday. We'll be rolling in Monday morning, and Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, back in Thursday, Friday in the championship on Saturday. And
y'all will be wonderful hosts.
To it.
Everybody's looking forward to it.
Without a doubt, we will. We got some. I just wish we had more to offer on the way out there, but we do got Cafe 72 and cheeseburgers if you get sick of our concession stand.
Well, let's toss it over to our producer extraordinaire for
Scores and more.
All righty, basketball last night, Madison Academy over Ardmore in 2 varsity games. The boys won 65-36, and the Lady Tigers lost their game 55-46. ABS boys beat Valley Head 65-49, but the Lady Trojans lost their game 52-28. Bob Jones swept James Clemens in varsity games. The Patriots won 74-69, but whew, bigger margin in the girls' game, 66-21. I think the girls are ranked in the top 10. Clements boys beat Elkmont 50-47, and the Lady Colts also won 67-38. Boy, those Lady Colts are
rolling, man.
Let's see. St. John Paul boys beat West Limestone 50-46, and the Lady Falcons also won 47-39. Tanner boys beat Whitesburg Christian 62-53, and the Lady Rattlers also got another win, 51-41.
Good for them.
Lindsay Lane beat Faultville 49-33 in the boys game, and 62-59 in girls action. I'd like to say congratulations to Ardmore softball's Ella Singletary for signing with UT Southern, and Addison Kilgore for signing with Andrews College. So congratulations to them. I think we had Ella on here last year when she committed, and so we'll just have to get her on again. Next week, we will have former Alabama linebacker and founder of Letterman of the USA, Darrell Furman. Their gala's coming up the first part of February. And so there you go. Scores and more brought to you by P4 Physical Therapy, delivering world-class outpatient care with a purpose. Visit them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
I know why Tom's so good at doing this.
Why?
I forgot to do the rundown.
Yeah, so he comes in and writes all this stuff down.
Well, I forgot to do the whole.
He's prepared like a good Boy Scout.
Yeah,
so. But you can do all that stuff now.
We still got time?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. You can look for us on Facebook at Applebee's Tailgate Talk, and on Instagram or on Twitter at Tailgate Talk. Tailgate Talk AL, excuse me. Visit our online at tailgatetalk.net. Get scores and archives and of past shows. You can also vote on Athlete of the Week poll and enter nominations on future polls, as well as find links to download the PAS Plus app for your Android and iOS devices. Follow the Tailgate Talk podcast on iTunes, Amazon, Pandora, iHeart, Google, and other popular platforms. Hear us on your Alexa device by saying, "Alexa, open PAS Plus." Wow. Call or text us during the show at 256-812-1TGT. That's 256-812-1848. Our call-in guests come via the First National Bank hotline, making communities great. And our special guest segment is sponsored by Yellowhammer Roofing. There's your rundown and the introduction to the show. Now we're going to take us a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on Big 1080 WKAC.
Next week, our special guest will be former Alabama linebacker and founder of Letterman of the USA, Darrell Furman. We'll be back with more Applebee's Tailgate Talk after this. P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
First National Bank is a name everyone in the community recognizes. We see it in our schools, in our parks, and in our homes. First National Bank is proud to help make our community great. I am First National Bank Student Advisory Board member Dakota McNair from West Limestone High School, and I love to help represent First National Bank in my community. First National Bank, making communities great.
Located at 1880 Highway 72 East and 321 South Jefferson Street in Athens. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
It's 2023, and it's the year of the gig. Gig Speed Internet has the power to change lives, starting right where you live. Slay your workouts this year. Stream your sets. Track your runs. Chart your gains. Call WKNT at 877-954-8748 to get your gig life started today. That's 877-954-8748.
Addiction can have a crippling effect on everyone involved, leading to health problems and behavioral disorders. SOAR Addiction Recovery can help with their comprehensive and confidential treatment. SOAR understands the heartache and pain of addiction and can empower you to re-engage in a meaningful life. If you or someone you know needs help, don't wait. Call SOAR Addiction Recovery. That's SOAR at 374-3858. Located at 30521 Ardmore Avenue in Ardmore. It's time for you to soar. Call now, 374-3858. SOAR Addiction Recovery.
Loose ball taken away. Warhawks have it. Nice little give and go. 2-on-1. Bucket is good.
Join PlayAction Sports as we bring you coverage of Calhoun basketball this year. The Warhawks are tipping off their first season on the hardwood in over 20 years, and you can hear live action from men's and women's teams streamed on the PAS Plus app or online at pasnetwork.net. Check out the archives on the PlayAction Sports website or on your favorite podcast platform, too. You can also hear select games on Sunday afternoons on WKAC Radio. Calhoun Warhawks basketball is back, and we're here to bring it to you from PlayAction Sports.
This is former University of Georgia guard Mike McWhorter, and you are listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Our special guest here today, we're here talking about the East Limestone soccer team, girls soccer team, having a pancake breakfast. And the coach is here, and Coach Max Norman. Max, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing wonderful. How about you?
We're doing good. Appreciate y'all joining us, and glad y'all could do this fundraiser to help your team out.
Yeah, I tell you what, we're thankful for Applebee's and everything they do to support our sports program. It's great. Had a good time this morning.
And you got two ladies here from the team.
I got Miss Peyton Higginbotham. She's a senior with us this year. She's starting center back. Been starting on varsity for 3 years now. Got Brianna Proudfoot. She's one of our leading scorers on the team. Typically plays forward or midfield. And just both great kids.
And congratulations to y'all last year. Great run. And y'all ready for another big run this year?
I'm excited about this season. For us, it's a lot better this year because they split 4A, 5A into two groups, so we moved up to 5A. I was actually looking around this morning. If we look at last year's 4A, 5A group, out of girls soccer, the top 8 schools, 7 of them were private schools, and then you had us. So those 7 private schools are no longer in my classification. So
here we go.
Yes, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, Bree, just talk about your position and what you like about the team. And
I like to play in the forward position. I like to play left or right. And I really like our team because, for one, a lot of us play club together. Like me, Lily, Reagan, Rebecca, we all play on a club team together. And a lot of us, we just have that, what is it called? That
camaraderie.
We have that. Sorry.
You just know what the other girl's going to do before they do it.
We have that chemistry.
There you go.
We have that chemistry together. And the entire team is really close. That's what I really like about it also, because, we don't really have any drama. We're, we love each other, and we're always all there for each other,
That's special. It is, because a lot of teams don't share that.
A lot of teams don't have that. A lot of teams are just, but.
Absolutely. You're doing great.
You're doing good.
So I want to ask this real quick. You being a scorer and all. One thing I've never asked any other soccer players, been on my mind, but How hard is it to, like, are you right? Is your right leg stronger than your left? Or are you right, I guess for lack of a better word, right-footed? Okay.
Yeah.
How hard is it? But you obviously can kick with your left foot and do it very well. How hard is it to develop your off leg or your weaker leg?
At first is
it awkward?
Yeah, it's a little awkward. Yeah, especially if you're trying to shoot. I mean, sometimes I'm still not really that, powerful with it. Sometimes I'll have a good shot, but sometimes at the same time it'll go complete opposite to where I want it to go. So it really just takes a lot of practice and patience to learn how to control your other foot better.
Can you do anything particular with your left foot, like put a kind of a spin on it or something that you can't with your stronger foot? Or no?
I think I'm not exactly sure. I feel like both of them I can do kind of. I can do more with my right foot than my left foot, but I could probably do a lot of the other stuff with my left foot as well as my right foot, but not as well. But
so which one is your proud foot?
Oh my God! I say I'm proud of both of them.
That's a dad joke. Sorry.
Is it okay?
All right, Peyton, senior on the team.
Yes, sir.
What do you like about this team?
I feel like she was saying, we've played together for like a long time. Some of us 10 years or less or close to that amount. But we just have a good team dynamic because we can read each other's minds. And like I play center back with Erin, and we've been doing it together for like 3 years. And like most of the time, we really don't even have to talk to know that if she's moving here, I need to be here, this and that.
That's awesome.
So does this guy have to do anything, or y'all know everything on the field?
He's done a lot for us. He's helped us really understand the shifting and movement.
Now, as a senior, and you're talking about that camaraderie and the special relationship all y'all have, it makes it hard being the last year, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's 8 of us seniors, so a lot of us, grew up together.
Yeah,
so
there's gonna be that last game. There's gonna be a lot of tears shed. Absolutely, it's gonna be joyful but painful, and but so enjoy it. Enjoy every game, every minute of every game this year. And we just hope that y'all continue to have the success y'all been having.
Let me go. The sad moment here. So, when do you guys get started? Who you play first, and who right now would you say is your biggest competition? Do y'all want to play the most and beat the most?
I'm not really sure since we've got new teams this year.
With the area realignments, one thing I've done is the tournaments that we're playing, I've asked them to move us up to 6A, 7A teams in all the tournaments to try to get harder games. In our area will be Russellville, will be our strongest opponent. In the state is probably going to be John Carroll. So those 2 teams, Gunnersville will have a really strong team this year. We're going to actually play Gunnersville in a tournament in Foley in February. So that'll be an interesting test early in the season.
Yeah, that's a great idea though to play up like that. It can only make you better.
Yes.
Even if y'all take an L in the whole deal, you're not going to see any much better soccer than that rest of the year. So
man, they're at Russellville guys. They'll play on field turf where in the East. Last year the East Coach Pugh took care of that football field like it was his baby, his living room. And I ain't been back out there lately, but it ain't going to be manicured like Coach Pugh kept it. But let me tell you guys about Max here. What I appreciate when I was at East Limestone, and more about him than anything in this world is seeing him out there one day. I was up at school in the summer. He's out there working. He basically built him a whole practice field out there on the soccer team by himself with no help, and all his money went to that with nobody else's help. And when you see guys that care about the kids, that's really special. And it was special for me while I was at East doing that. And I know these 2 girls won't remember, but I'm sure they miss me a lot over there at East Limestone. I'm just joking, but I really appreciate what Max has done and I know they do too. These girls do, and you know that he really cares about the kids there.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and that's special, and it's a nice little field too. I mean, you did really well on it.
Yeah.
It's nice for y'all to be able to have that when there's only so much grass to go around there, and you got other sports needing it at the same time.
Our old playground, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And so many people trying to mess it up, acting a fool out there in their cars. They need a fence around it.
I tell them we're kind of like the Bad News Bears. We practice in a mud hole, and then we go to the turf field and we still win.
There you go. Is Lily Holzmer still playing?
She is. She is
a senior. I'm sorry.
She's a senior this year.
Okay.
She's actually got a scholarship to play at UNA, so she's got her D1 scholarship.
And all y'all play club ball together, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, awesome.
We had another big success this year was Reagan Kelly has gotten a scholarship to play college ball, so she's going to be headed off to Mississippi to play. So, and Bria will be probably one of the next ones in line to get her a scholarship.
Good.
So,
that's awesome.
You get prepared to go play like that when you're playing club ball. It's not all just about playing at school and going home and putting that soccer ball
and remember, nowadays you got to play, not just play and be good. You got to play with the flair, so you can get that NIL money, right? You got to have those advertisers wanting to slap their name on your back.
Yeah, I know this much. There are going to be a lot of NIL money coming from Tab's Market out there. He's got a lot of money he could give him.
There you go.
Well, I was telling Bree that she was kind of nervous about this. I don't know if y'all could tell that. But this gets you ready to talk to the college coaches and talk about sports. And this stuff is good for them. That's when they're trying to encourage them is understand how to work towards getting a scholarship and the things you have to do.
As well as you did talking to us rednecks, you'll be just fine talking to college coaches. So.
Now, Max, how easy is it for you, with the state being in Huntsville? I mean, it helps out a lot with expenses for y'all because y'all don't have to, drive so far and spend the night, and you're right there at home.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard for us having to sleep in our own beds the night before a big game and having an easy drive. I feel sorry for the teams down south that are going to come up and face us this year.
But in a way, though, it kind of takes away from that whole getting the experience of going and spending the night in the hotel and, and I mean, not that we ever got in trouble. I played with Jimmy Drake. We never would have got in trouble. But it's still nice, like you said, Coach, to be able to have that luxury of y'all being able to sleep in your own beds and just having that routine, right? Yes. That is a benefit.
You can practice at home and, no problem.
Coach, how long does a practice generally last?
For us, we're practicing 4 days a week, about an hour and a half for practice. Right now, it's primarily just conditioning, trying to understand how we shift, how we move. Thursday night, we did film session just to go through games, get them to understand the system of how we play. Because with soccer, most people watch a soccer game and they think it's just chaos. But when you understand there's a rhyme and reason to everything we're doing, and if the team will play together, that's what makes us successful. I mean, I can have 11 Brees out there with great skill, but if they don't play together, we're going to lose.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Well, my kids played soccer, and I still think it's chaos. So I'm one of those parents. Well, I did get past to kick it out of bounds. Yelling, but and I'm just now getting to where I can recognize offsides, whenever they get offsides. But and my daughter played. It may be the same club soccer team that was out there at East Limestone. I mean, she graduated in 2007, so, but I don't know if it's still the same folks that run it or not. So.
Club soccer has gotten to be a big deal in North Alabama. There's a lot of clubs. I mean, literally thousands of kids that are playing club soccer now.
Yeah.
When I went to East, there was no such thing as soccer. That was some weird sport that Europeans play.
Yeah. You see on TV on rare occasions and usually change the channel pretty quick once you do see it.
Yeah. When we were talking about scholarships, either one of y'all had any offers or any visits or anything like that?
I haven't. I don't think I'm going to play soccer in college except for I think it's called intramural sports. I may do that. But
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
And it's pretty competitive as well.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And so tell everybody where it is you're wanting to go and what it is you're wanting to study.
I want to go to the University of South Alabama. It's in Mobile, and I'm going to study radiologic sciences and hopefully be an ultrasound technician someday.
Awesome. There you go. That's big business.
Like you were going to say study radio, and I was like, no, no money in that.
So what about you, Bree? What would you want to do in school?
I'm not exactly sure where I really want to do when I'm in school. I haven't really started looking at colleges yet, but I've definitely, now that I'm a junior and about to be a senior next school year, I'm going to start looking soon. But I'm not exactly sure. It's still undecided for me because there's so many things I could choose, but wherever my path will take me, I think wherever I'll find. I definitely think I'll probably end up going into the medical field, though, most likely, but I'm not exactly sure. I have different things, like maybe either a pharmacist or a nurse anesthetist.
Yeah.
I can't say it, sorry.
You better learn how to pronounce it. It's awesome.
Or an orthodontist.
Put them to sleep. That's all you got.
Yeah.
Put them to sleep.
But those are my options
cool.
kind of so far.
And even whenever you get in college, I mean, there's stuff you've got to take for everything.
Right.
So you
Yeah.
got to make up your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate y'all joining us, and congratulations on your season last year, and good luck this season.
Awesome. Thank
Bring
you,
that
guys.
blue map home.
We're going to sure try.
We'll be rooting for y'all.
Guys,
We'll have y'all back
luck.
on, and y'all can
Good
bring
luck,
it and take
guys.
a picture with it. How about that?
Awesome. Thanks for having us on, guys. I
Good luck.
appreciate
Yes,
what you
sir.
guys do for high school sports right here. You
Well,
guys are awesome.
we appreciate y'all, and good luck. That was Max Norman, Miss Bree, and Miss Peyton for the East Limestone girls soccer team. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080 WKC.
Hear Applebee's Tailgate Talk on your Alexa device by saying, Alexa, open PAS Plus, and hear it in crystal clear quality. Applebee's Tailgate Talk will be right back. We all know how the weather is here in Alabama. On some days, it can go from cold to hot in no time, and you need a system that can keep up. Athens Refrigeration and HVAC is owned and operated by industry experts, servicing all makes and models, whether residential or commercial. 24/7 availability, licensed, bonded, and insured. Don't be left out in the cold or heat. Call Athens Refrigeration and HVAC at 256-871-1571. Alabama certification numbers 22183 and 53483. Athens Refrigeration and HVAC.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
If you're looking for an alternative to the insane prices of buying furniture, appliances, and electronics outright, why not consider rent to own at Buddy's Home Furnishings in Athens? High quality at low prices. Top brands like GE, Maytag, Samsung, and Ashley. No credit approval and flexible payment options. See what you can take home today. Visit Buddy's Home Furnishings in Athens at 600 South Jefferson Street in the Athens Shopping Center. Go online to buddyrents.com or call 206-9505. Buddy's Home Furnishings.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling? Paint peeling off your walls? Shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Want to howl with the Havoc this season? Now's your chance from Tailgate Talk and the Huntsville Havoc. Just go to tailgatetalk.net and register your name. Then listen to Tailgate Talk Saturday mornings at 10 as we announce the weekly winners of Huntsville Havoc tickets. Howl with the Havoc this season from the Huntsville Havoc, Tailgate Talk, and 1080 WKAC.
Hello, I'm Andrew Smith, head baseball coach at Ardmore High School, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
I'm all about that action. I'm all about that action. I'm all about that action. I said I'm all about that action.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. I'm Jay Vassar, Tojo Jay Vassar, along with Todd DeBod Tomlin, Coach Clint Legg, and the producer extraordinary Tim Lambert. And on the phone with us right now is our guy, that knows all, sees all, and hopefully he's dried out from all the wind and the rain from Monday night in SoFi, Mr. A.P. Steadham.
Good morning. So glad to be on Applebee's Tailgate Talk, WKAC 1080 AM, Athens, Alabama.
AP, that was so wild. I mean, you got a $4 billion stadium, and you got wind and rain blowing in there on y'all.
That's what I was thinking.
It was kind of strange. I was out there, and I'm saying, where is this? I'm in the middle of the field, and I'm feeling wet. and I didn't have the soap on me either, so, I mean, I'm thinking I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, I was like, looked like they'd have a lid on that thing.
Yeah. And, watching game day, Pat McAfee mentioned the fact about lightning, and Reese Davis said, shh, because we have lightning, we'll have a lightning delay. We don't want that during the game.
Yeah, I don't know. On the side, I think it was like the 6th floor that it's blowing in.
And
yeah, it was odd.
Yeah, I could see like snow maybe during the Super Bowl. That's pro football, but college, no, you need to just make sure everything's wrapped up, yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of perplexed by the whole thing myself. But anyhow, that wasn't the worst part of the Monday night, let's put it that way.
Yeah, how far into the game were you completely bored with it?
Well,
halfway
through the
first?
24-7, I said, that's about it. 24-7, yeah. Then I figured might get to 31 halftime. Again, ended up 38, I believe. So that was all said and done.
So,
I don't know what happened to TCU. I don't know.
Well, I know. They didn't belong in the game.
Yeah. I mean, that was going to be my question to you. I mean, do you think the committee, reflects back and goes, well, maybe?
Well, let's look at a few things. Okay. Can somebody explain to me Ohio State, Georgia, 1 point?
Yeah.
TCU puts 51 on Michigan. Michigan beats Ohio State by 3 touchdowns.
Isn't that crazy?
Then explain to me 65-7.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's weird.
Can you explain all that?
No.
There's not. In mathematics, it's a transitive property. In college football, no transitive property when you're trying to compute these games. I mean, I know everybody's discussing Alabama, but look, I had Tennessee ahead of Alabama because Tennessee beat LSU. Yeah,
and I have no problem with this not being in. I really don't.
Yeah.
I just don't know that TCU should have been the one in.
Who did you want, and who's the team that you wanted in?
Man, that was 6 weeks ago. No, I mean, it was 6 weeks ago. I mean, I wasn't pulling for anybody hard. I mean, I honestly said up front that we had our 2 losses. We could have easily been undefeated. We could have easily had 4 losses. We were that close to being either or.
Right.
I'm like you. I mean, Tennessee, and if quarterback hadn't got hurt, certainly would have said they would have been in.
Yeah. I thought that Alabama, I mean, their best win was against – was Ole Miss the best win?
Probably, yeah, if that.
Probably. I mean, and I figured that a head-to-head, let's say Texas game, they won by 1 point, and then TCU beat them by 7 down in Austin. So that's a comparable game.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I wouldn't be dismissive of that comparison. If you're trying to come up with a way to gauge all this, the schedule and the teams and their season. So I think that TCU. I don't know what that was a complete breakdown. I mean, 7 points, 65. I mean, I've seen better games against FB. What is it? Lower level teams. What is FBC? Is FBC?
I don't even know what they call it anymore. They're still calling them too. But like, and I don't know if I'm going to go with that now.
I don't believe TCU could have beat South Dakota State.
I don't think so.
But,
maybe not that night. Maybe not. Yeah.
Well, I mean, first of all, I was going to say that the same people that are the same type people, not the same people, the same type people that put TCU in the championship series were also the same people that picked them to finish 7th in the Big 12. So I mean, what do we really know? But at the same time, what was it? I think TCU had 4 kids on that entire team that ever played in any bowl whatsoever. And I just think it was the stage was just too big for them, maybe.
I mean, you're going against Michigan. I mean, that's the wingest team in college football, not championship per se, but you're playing Michigan. I thought Michigan was a good, solid football team, and you put 51 points on them. I mean, that's a pretty good display of your talents. I mean, that's nothing to – when you look back at that game in the history 10 years from now, you say, What do you mean? TCU put 51 on Michigan and they won the semifinal? Wow, that's pretty impressive. Then you look at the next game, you're saying, what happened? I mean, who was in those uniforms that night?
Well, Michigan got ripped off in that game, too. I think they, that one touchdown that didn't count would have been the difference. So,
by the way, Tennessee, Alabama officials was the referee in that game. But AP, here's the way I feel about this, man. I feel like number one, talking about Alabama. Let's talk about Georgia Ohio State game. Alabama's plan when we played Georgia in the SEC championship was deep over routes, getting the ball deep down the field to John Mechie and Jameson Williams. They got hurt. They didn't play in the national championship.
That's right.
Ohio State was killing Georgia with Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh, my goodness.
The minute he goes out of the game, Todd Day panics. Todd Day my bad, Arkansas basketball, man. I'm sorry. Ryan Day panics, guys, excuse me. Ryan Day panics and lets Georgia back in it, and Georgia wins the game, or they're not even there. But I also think, guys, we can talk about how good of a year Michigan had, but they've also become the new Notre Dame. Notre Dame in the years past, if they beat Syracuse, they move them up in the top 5. And I think everybody's fell in love. Everybody's kind of sort of fell in love with Michigan. And to me, it's also, AP, if I'm Harbaugh, that's as good as I'm ever going to do. Why would I not go back, jump back in the NFL, make some money?
I don't know. I still think he's got a ways to go on the recruiting, a few more dynamic players for him on the perimeter. I think can still help his team out. And they didn't have their best. They didn't have a 1,500-yard rusher, right? Michigan.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like Alabama. They didn't have the receiver last year. Different team. So I have to consider that as well. But you're right about the Ohio State game. Marvin Harrison Jr. gave him fits. I thought he would. And then you saw C.J. Stroud running the football, which was unusual for him. But he stepped up to the plate and made those adjustments and running the football. He had a couple of sacks at the end that you can't take those sacks, and you want to give your kicker the best chance. And that will help the kicker a lot because he overkicked that last one. It was terrible. It couldn't make it. But Georgia was vulnerable against the pass in some games, and Ohio State had their number most out. I mean, when you look at that defense, you give up 40-something points, and I think Georgia had the best defense in the country. I believe they did with all their players, but even they gave up 40-something points, and Ohio State, their defensively, they brought in the new coordinator, couldn't get it done. I mean, ahead by 14 points, right? You got to win that game. You got to stop them. You got to do something. Hold them to field goal, something. You got to win that game in Atlanta. I mean, that was a valiant effort. I mean, that was not played in Kansas City or New Orleans or Miami. That was in Atlanta, Georgia. That was the third game for Georgia in that stadium. In Ohio State, I mean, they come within an eyelash of winning that ball game. Should have won the ball game. Hey, but Georgia, to their credit, man, they were down and they came back. I mean, that's championship football.
Yeah. And Clint brought up the injured receivers. Jameson Williams and then Harrison.
Yes.
This year, somebody made the point earlier this week. Those two guys don't get hurt. Georgia has 0 championships.
That's correct. But I mean, Ohio State, they had some other capable receivers, and they just had a couple miscues at them, like those sacks, and they couldn't get it done defensively. So, I mean, it wasn't like they were given the ball game, but it just played in their favor when Marvin Harrison Jr. went out of the ball game. I agree with that.
Well, before we let you go, one down, one to go on Alabama football. We got rid of
Pete Golden.
Pete Golden. Okay, right. Well, hey, that's great, but I'm telling you, man, there's the guy who's the highest paid graduate assistant, and he has something to do with that defense. I ain't going to let him slide that easily. I'm not going to let it slide. Now, the offense, right? I'm just telling you, he took a quarterback, never started a game, had 4,800 yards, won the Heisman Trophy. They brought in the receiver from Ohio State. He had 1,500 yards, 20 yards to catch. Somebody was coaching that side of the ball. Second year, quarterback has 2,000 yards less. I know it's a couple of games that they didn't play because they weren't in the championship series, but 2,000 yards, that's a huge difference. And the quarterback change, no, he didn't have the production from the wide receivers. That was the issue. I don't have any issue with the play calling here or there. Yeah, Texas A&M game should have run the ball in. Okay, we understand that. But the offensive coordinator, he wasn't the reason they weren't winning. You put up how many points against Tennessee? 49. And you score. What was it against LSU? What was that score in the 30s? Was that a 1 point 30 something?
Yeah. Okay. That's what Clint brought up. Yeah, you score that many points.
And then you have a defense. Will Anderson Jr. wins every award with half the statistics from the year before. Yeah. And you have Dallas Turner, didn't do much this year. You have a secondary to talented players. A person scores 5 touchdowns against Alabama, one game, a receiver. He wasn't a running back. It wasn't like you give him the ball, there's nothing you can do about it. This is a receiver. So that's fine. You get repeat Golding, but the guy has to look in the mirror, the highest paid graduate assistant, I think.
Yeah. And, that's just what we were talking about before. And I'm okay if he hangs around. I mean, if we got a defense, 3-0 will win us a ball game. So
yeah. I mean, but we see that Georgia's the best defensive team. They get 40-something to Ohio State.
Yeah.
And Saban has stated that, defense in this era is much different. Really, it's you're trying to make the stops in crucial times. Ohio State ahead by 14. You need to make them stops.
Yeah. Here's the deal, though, AP, Tim, Jay, and Todd. The best defensive end in the country, 2 of them is dropping in pass coverage 30 to 40% of the time. What the crap is that? Don't understand that at all.
Excellent point. And then one of them was rushing to the inside at his size. Yeah. Excellent point.
Thanks, AP.
You nailed it.
Well, AP, we appreciate you joining us. Have a good rest of the weekend, and we'll talk to you next week, buddy.
Hey, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Take care now.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye now.
That's been AP Steadham, our guru of the SEC. We're going to take a quick break. You listen to Applebee's Tailgate Talk from Big 1080 WKAC.
AP Steadham, Heisman Trophy voter, Maxwell Award voter, and Biletnikoff Award voter can be heard weekly on the AP and Kelly As We See It podcast on Anchor and Spotify. He can also be found on Facebook and Twitter. We'll be back with more Applebee's Tailgate Talk after this. We all know how the weather is here in Alabama. On some days, it can go from cold to hot in no time, and you need a system that can keep up. Athens Refrigeration and HVAC is owned and operated by industry experts, servicing all makes and models, whether residential or commercial. 24/7 availability, licensed, bonded, and insured. Don't be left out in the cold or heat. Call Athens Refrigeration and HVAC at 256-871-1571. Alabama certification numbers 22183 and 53483. Athens Refrigeration and HVAC.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
If you're looking for an alternative to the insane prices of buying furniture, appliances, and electronics outright, why not consider rent to own at Buddy's Home Furnishings in Athens? High quality at low prices. Top brands like GE, Maytag, Samsung, and Ashley. No credit approval and flexible payment options. See what you can take home today. Visit Buddy's Home Furnishings in Athens at 600 South Jefferson Street in the Athens Shopping Center. Go online to BuddyRents.com or call 206-9505. Buddy's Home Furnishings.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling? Paint peeling off your walls? Shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured. Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Keep up with local school, travel, youth, and amateur sports throughout the week with the PlayAction Sports Update. Listen open weekday mornings at 7:30 and weekday afternoons at 1:30 and 3:30 as we bring you the latest scores, news, and announcements from Limestone County and surrounding communities. That's the PlayAction Sports Update 3 times a day, Monday through Friday on 1080 WKAC.
Hi, this is Sherman Williams, former running back for the University of Alabama and the Dallas Cowboys. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
When you're born in this world, you're given a ticket to the freak show.
So you're a control freak.
It's just a freak show anyway.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We're live here at Applebee's. And on the phone with us now, somewhere in wrestling, I think, is our Huntsville Havoc hookup, Mr. Clay Coleman. Clay, how you doing, buddy?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm live at Grissom High School. Their big region, or I guess the duels they're having with a bunch of different teams. So doing the dual duty, hockey by night, wrestling by morning.
Two brutal
I get
sports.
Lots of aggression. I need to maybe go to church once, just kind of calm it all down, so not too much aggression.
So is this sort of like the super regionals, or is that next week and then the state, or how's that work?
That's one question you're asking me that I'm learning. Wrestling is the most organized chaos I've ever seen of any sport. And they do everything online with there's this wrestling app that they do called Track Wrestling. And it seems like that every school you go to, they tell you have to go to Track Wrestling to find out what's happening, but they don't have any Wi-Fi, so then that kind of ruins the whole purpose.
Of course.
So you're literally just standing around going, what's going to happen? And then I don't know if from an athletic standpoint, I don't know how they do it, because they're literally sitting, listening to their AirPods or whatever, and then they're like, you're up next, go, and you're just like, this is the most intense, hectic wait and rush thing I've ever been a part of.
Oh, man.
So, but it's fun. I mean, T-Bone's doing good, and he's learning, and that's all you can do. I mean, he's wrestling a lot of juniors and seniors, so he's just a sophomore, so hopefully the next couple of years, I think the James Clemens, not only the wrestling but the football, they've got a lot of young talent. So I think that they'll have a good little run.
Well, the guys lost in a shootout last night, so
yeah, last night was a rough game. I mean, they were up 2-0 and looked really good, and just literally gave everything up, and then tied it up with a couple minutes left to go in the third, and then went into the overtime, and then really had a horrible performance. And it's the first one I've seen in the VBC that was just kind of like this anticlimactic, hey, we're going into a shootout, it's going to be amazing, and then we didn't score any. Mm-hmm. And it was like, oh, wow, literally the shootout was done before they even had to go into the five guys. So it was one of those ones you're like, this wasn't good. But tonight they've got something cool. The Wiener Dog races are tonight. They got Evansville in. And I really have always, I'm not as, included into the day-to-day Havoc stuff as I used to be. But tonight, make sure you're there for the intros, because I don't know if you've seen it on some of the NHL games and stuff where they have the projectors that cover the whole ice and do a video show before the game. We have that tonight. So tonight there will be I'm actually going to have to set up in the which I've never done before. Hopefully my eyesight will be able to help me, but I will be setting up for the intros in the very top of the arena.
Oh, wow.
And so I can actually see when they're calling out or knowing the video cues for when to announce the next player when they come out. But it's all, and I think they're going to even do Chuck-a-Puck is going to be completely dark and have different lights and stuff. So it's going to be cool, and it's going to test kind of some of the things we can do in the future. So it's there's some really neat things that will be happening with this video side.
Well, now tonight's a sellout, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sold out on Tuesday, and the Wiener Dog races, I guess, and this is the 8th. This will be the 8th sellout of the season. Yes. So there's definitely some excitement going with the hockey, and people are, like I said, when Alabama has a down year, it's good for everything else. People have lost interest, so let's make some time for Havoc hockey for a month or so. But it should be a fun night. Like that video, we're talking about it. they're working on when we do the military night, because the American flag, the whole ice, they'll be able to make it as like a waving flag.
Awesome.
Cool. Which will be very cool. And then what they're going to do for military night, just for top secret stuff for y'all's fans, is they're working on, we were just joking and saying, hey, how could we do a flyby, like a airplane flyover inside an arena? So they're going to get video of a flyby that they will do. They'll be on the ice.
Maybe you could do a drone flyby.
Yeah. So it'll be an underneath flyby.
Yeah.
But they've even got a video intro for the Wiener Dog races tonight. It's really cool. So for people tonight, it will be a show. We just hope now we can beat Evansville and actually play good hockey.
And Clay, it's kind of, the standings is a tight race. We're only 1 point out of second, 4 points out of first place. So it's a tight race here.
Oh, absolutely. Well, this is one of these things like with hockey, especially in the SPHL, it's kind of like you always have kind of the haves and have-nots, to where due to scheduling, you'll have some teams that are playing a lesser team, but because geographically they're closer to them, they'll play that team more so than they wouldn't play somebody. But you'll have two teams at the bottom that only have 2 or 3 wins, 4 wins, and then the rest of everybody are just in this big kind of bottleneck at the top. And that's really what's happening right now. There's probably 7 teams that are in there that could be, they could have a chance towards the end of the season to do it. So it's just that math game of how do we keep from peaking too early, and also avoiding injury and that kind of stuff. Because really the Havoc, I think what's happened in the last couple of years is that they fired off and got really, really good, and then got probably tired and had some injuries towards the end of the season. And when you come down to that last stretch, you don't want to say the season doesn't matter, but there's a lot of the stuff that happened in the season that just didn't matter. It's like, okay, you're going into playoffs. It's a whole new season, so you're playing a separate season for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, now, if folks missed out on tonight, what do we got coming up here?
We'll have 2 more weekends the next weekend, so 2 more nights of hockey coming up next weekend.
Night.
Yeah, they'll have the Space Night, which will be cool, and I think they have. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I guess one of the Jersey nights, either adults or
youth. I think after that. Youth Jersey nights.
So it's like I said, it's going good, and the arenas, they're stepping up their game and doing a lot of cool things. So the experience just continues to get better. So.
And then if nobody don't have much to do on Monday, we're playing the afternoon matinee game down in Birmingham against the Bulls.
Yeah, actually, for the Martin Luther King game that they have really big always down there. And I love those. Even though it's a smaller arena, it's got a cool vibe to it. Birmingham does a great job with just the atmosphere there.
And, it struck me after we talked last week that last night was Friday the 13th. And, hockey masks, we just kind of went together on that. Should have had a Jason night or something.
Yeah, I know. We're going to have a black cat race.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
The Wiener Dog.
Yeah.
Black cats.
Yeah. It was sure unlucky for the Havoc though last night.
Well, Clay, I want your side. I want your side of the story with the Big Blue Nation. You tell us your side.
I knew that.
No, this is not rubbing. This is not rubbing it in. But you tell me. You tell me what's wrong with your team.
What I think is going on is Calipari is a great motivator. He's a great gatherer of talent. I just don't think he really knows how to coach the talent. And not meaning in a dig with him, but you can kind of see that he has guys that have played for him at UK, for instance, like Devin Booker. He averaged 6 points a game. He came off the bench.
Yeah.
He's one of the best players in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
Bam Adebayo was average at best at Kentucky, and now he's one of the most dominant power forwards center in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think, and not to his knock, I don't know how you can develop a kid in 1 year.
Yeah.
And so I'm not knocking him. I think he would be better off if he were to move into like a athletic director or spokesman for the university that is kind of a face and then maybe get a different person that's just a better coach. Like I think Nate Oates at Alabama has proven that, he is a better coach. But it didn't happen overnight. I think that the original Alabama teams were 3-point shooting, live or die by the three, and you'd see him, but now he's fixed that piece where, the one kid from Antioch is amazing, but there's other people around him that if he has an off night that he's going to be okay, or they've got somebody that can battle at the boards, similar to what the Phil Jackson years in the NBA. He was able to find places for people. Yeah. Like you had a Dennis Rodman that was going to get the rebounds, or you had this guy, Jordan was going to score, or Kobe was going to score, but Shaq had his role. That's where I think Cal has missed the managing the quality of talent that he has. I'm not the one where I'm definitely not the Kentucky fan that's saying he needs to leave town and everybody ready to hold signs up and say, Texas, please hire us, hire him away or whatever. But because I just don't. I think the sports world has so much unrealistic pressure on people that I couldn't imagine being in that where you got 1 or 2 years to figure your job out or you're gone.
Yeah.
Well, good luck against Tennessee today.
I just think this year is going to be a bloodbath, and they're going to have to come up with something. But yeah, you never would have seen Kentucky being the underdog.
No.
Coming in for everybody they're playing. Pretty much like, okay, well, you lost to South Carolina, so Tennessee's going to beat you by 13. Alabama's going to beat you by 80. It's what's going on. But yeah, I think they definitely have some trouble, but I don't know. I don't think they really know what the answer is. I think a lot of sports teams right now are trying to figure out this NIL and how do you go as a coach? It's kind of like the NBA. How do you go as a coach and tell a guy what he needs to do when he's making just as much money as you are?
Yeah. Well, Clay, we appreciate you joining us, buddy.
Yeah.
And have a great rest of the day, and good luck to T-Bone.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. That was Clay Coleman, our Huntsville Havoc hookup. We got to take a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080 at WKAC.
First National Bank is a name everyone in the community recognizes. We see it in our schools, in our parks, and in our homes. First National Bank is proud to help make our community great. I am First National Bank Student Advisory Board member Hayden Blakely from Athens Bible School, and I love to help represent First National Bank in my community. First National Bank, making communities great.
Located at 1880 Highway 72 East and 321 South Jefferson Street in Athens. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Real estate, real easy. That's the motto at Innovative Realty Solutions, and providing the highest quality real estate services is their mission. With sound real estate advice, the latest information, and a skilled analysis of the real estate market, Innovative Realty Solutions offers a better home buying and selling experience with a fair, ethical, and, yes, innovative process. Innovative Realty Solutions. Visit them on Facebook, online at innovativerealtysolutions.com, at 100 North Clinton Street in Athens, or call 230-5950. Innovative Realty Solutions. Real estate, real easy.
It's 2023, and it's the year of the gig. Gig Speed Internet has the power to change lives, starting right where you live. Slay your workouts this year. Stream your sets, track your runs, chart your gains. Call WKNT at 877-954-8748 to get your gig life started today. That's 877-954-8748.
Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
This is James Clemens girls basketball coach Monica Maxwell, and you are listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We're live here at Applebee's, and joining us now in studio, he's the Director of Business Operations for the Huntsville New Soccer Club, Greg Emerson. I'm sorry, Chad Emerson.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
That's all good.
I know, Greg. But anyway, Chad, thank you for joining us, man.
Wow.
Tell us what y'all got going on.
I tell you what, Pro Soccer's coming to North Alabama this spring, and we're super excited to introduce Huntsville City Football Club. We are the MLS Next Pro team, wholly owned by Nashville Soccer Club. So if you've been up to Geodis Park, brand new beautiful stadium in Nashville at the fairgrounds, consider it like a AAA or AA arrangement. And so we will begin play this spring. First few weeks going to be on the road as we get ready for Joe Davis to be complete. But that means when we get back, we'll have a bunch of home matches this summer. So that's going to be a silver lining.
I'm anxious to see the old Joe Davis the new way now.
It's really interesting because the outfield is basically now the new visitor side. We're also going to host high school football there, so you imagine the visitor sides. But we kept the third base line. Almost all the seats are down there, so that's now midfield.
Wow, yeah, that'll be an interesting look.
I've seen, which I've been to Nashville and seen Geodis Park, and haven't been inside. And it's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, Geodis is one of these new waves of soccer-specific stadiums. It was built for soccer. It hosts a lot of other things. It's the largest soccer-specific stadium, 30,000 or so seats. And so there's not a bad seat in the house there. There's no nosebleed seats. There's no seats that are hard to see. It's just a really great place to watch a soccer match or a variety of other things.
And I know Shania Twain's done a concert there this summer. So, yeah. But just talk about how you got involved with Huntsville.
Yeah, no, the city, to their credit, Mayor Battle and City Council and John Hamilton and everyone involved said, we don't want to tear down Joe Davis, but we know we need to rehabilitate it, to renovate it. And so there was a need for some additional high school football space. And just so happens when you set up a rectangular field, there's lots of sports you can play on a rectangular field. And soccer was one of them, obviously with the World Cup. And North Alabama's always been, for youth sports, including high school, a really successful soccer destination. And so they decided to design it so it could be a soccer pitch as well as a football field, and started recruiting teams and talking to different leagues. And next thing you know, Nashville Soccer Club was in need of a MLS Next Pro team. That was all kind of evolving pretty fast, and so got the leadership there connected. I was just kind of involved on the periphery, and then had the opportunity to come and run the business side of the club. And it's the fastest growing sport in America, so I figured that'd be a fun business to help develop.
Absolutely. Now, how many, once it's all said and done and set up, about how many people will the stadium seat for soccer?
Yeah, there will be about 5,100 fixed seats, another 900 general admission or so.
Nice.
And so about 6,000 people and you can, in addition to soccer, football, lacrosse, field hockey, ultimate frisbee, all those things you play on rectangular. But we think we'll have some 6,000 people out there cheering on our local soccer team or our Huntsville City School football teams. Is going to be a really dynamic environment.
Yeah, it sounds very cool. Now, do y'all have offices there in that space, or y'all's offices? Or do y'all have any offices yet?
No, actually, that's a really timely question. Last Thursday, our Huntsville City Council just approved, so our training facility will be at the state championship fields, which are just a couple hundred yards away from Joe Davis, right there, Airport Road and JC. So that's where our team will practice. Our coaches will have offices there, and that'll be our training room. So we're gonna lease that area. Our front office, we have offices off site, but we're trying to maximize everything inside Joe Davis for the guest experience.
Yeah, awesome.
So y'all be working out there at John Hunt Park, basically.
Yeah, well, that's where our soccer team will be, and we'll have some operations. Our office is over at the new Lincoln Mill development over just on the north side of downtown.
Okay.
So that's where we kind of the marketing and all that stuff sit. But we're going to spend a lot of time at Joe Davis.
So how many teams are in the next pro league?
Yeah, right now it looks like there'll be around 30. So
Wow.
there is there'll be different divisions and different conferences. Our schedule has not been released yet, so we hope that'll be coming soon. We have season tickets on sale. We've had a great response to that, but we haven't done group sales or individual tickets yet. We hope that when that schedule comes out, we'll probably have some good regional rivalries like against Atlanta United, second team, and other teams there in the Southeast.
So season tickets, how do we get them?
Yeah, HuntsvilleCityFC.com. That's our website. A couple things you can do there, or 3 things. You can sign up for the e-newsletter, which is free. That's where you get all the information. We have a big announcement coming this Wednesday about the team. So that's how you hear about those things or get notified first when you sign up for the free newsletter. And then you can go and buy tickets. Right now, just season tickets. When the schedule comes out, you'll be able to buy individual tickets or group tickets. I know there'll be a lot of youth groups and soccer teams that come out. And then you can also buy merchandise like the T-shirt I'm wearing here. So if you want to wear around a nice hoodie, this is a super comfortable hoodie.
Especially today.
That's right.
And you mentioned the region. Is that where you primarily will be playing the teams in your region, or how far out do how far away are the teams in the league?
Yeah, so Major League Soccer is across the country, really into Canada. So I don't know that because the schedule's not out. And so, I would anticipate there wouldn't be as much travel as the first team. But that'll be all determined when the league releases the schedule here, hopefully in the next several weeks.
Okay.
Any exhibition with the parent club?
Well, that's another thing we're going to announce, or at least our preseason we'll announce pretty soon here. Give you a little tease in the sense that we will have a couple of we'll have 3 preseason matches in Huntsville. So even though you won't be able to see the team at Joe Davis until the end of May, you'll still be able to see them. We'll have general admission tickets on sale soon, and you'll be able to see some really good matches, including a match against a really beloved soccer team locally. I'll leave it at that, and that's going to be a fun to, you can kind of guess what that is, but we got some great soccer teams here. So we'll have those, and then we'll be traveling to some of our cities nearby. So if you want to hop in a car and go to some of these other cities that have soccer teams. So really want to get people to see this is going to be a really exciting team. The uniforms look great. The coach is going to be great. Coaching staff. We've already announced our first player, Isaiah Washington, coming in from Canada. Just a really dynamic player. And we've got several more we'll announce soon. So this is going to be a high level of soccer. So if you like soccer, you like fast-paced environment, it's going to be happening right here at Joe Davis pretty soon.
So how do you get the players? Do you have tryouts? Do you draft them?
Well, that's another good question. So January 28th and 29th at the new Merrimack turf fields right there on Merrimack Park, we're having open tryouts. So you can learn. You go to HuntsvilleCityFC.com and you can see how to register for that. So we'll have the open tryouts, but the lion's share of the team will be our front office, our soccer operations team, identifying talent, bringing them here. And that's the nice thing about MLS is you have the parent club, National Soccer Club, you have the Next Pro Club, us, and then you have what's called the Next Academy, which is based in Franklin, Tennessee. It's where the youth players should identify a lot of potential early on in the career. So theoretically, the way it's designed as a system is you could come all the way from the early youth all the way up to the parent club and be completely vertically integrated. So that'd be a neat way to see those players come up to the system.
So you're kind of like the Trash Pandas are to the Angels.
Yeah, the two primary differences, and Garrett and them doing a great job up there, is that we are wholly owned by National Soccer Club.
Okay.
So that's different there, and then we're 90 minutes away.
Yeah.
So if someone gets called up, you don't have to fly to Anaheim to see him.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, as far as the structure goes,
that's right.
I was thinking kind of like the AA version. Maybe
you'll see just like in AA. So I mean. Just like you saw at the Stars in AA, some of those you'll see some really great players really start their greatness in MLS Next Pro and then work their way up to first leagues and things like that. Just like you saw McGuire and Canseco and some of them start at right there on the Parkway hitting balls into cars, and next thing you know they're winning things for the Oakland A's.
Give us your background. Where are you from and all that?
So I grew up in Detroit. grew up a Tiger fan, a Lion fan, and then came down to Lipscomb University in the early 90s. Went to undergrad there and went to law school at Tennessee, which right now is playing a game. I'm trying not to be distracted during this interview. All these TVs have Tennessee, Kentucky on. And so just worked with the city of Montgomery for a while, and most recently led the downtown Huntsville efforts to kind of revitalize our downtown.
Okay.
A lot of great hotels, places to eat down there now. And then this opportunity came along. Sounded like a fun experience.
Detroit Lions have kind of a sour taste in my mouth.
He's a Green Bay fan.
I'm a Green Bay fan.
Oh, well, most years you were on the better side of that.
Yeah, well.
Hey, they played a great game on that, Detroit did.
Yeah.
And, I hate it for you, but, yeah. So we were talking earlier, so no mascot yet? Or?
Yeah, we'll have a variety of announcements throughout the season. But mascots and things like that maybe down the road. But probably next thing you'll hear is something this week around Wednesday or so, some exciting news about the personnel involved with the team. And then preseason announcement will come out. And then we'll have our open tryouts coming. And again, the best way to find out any of this is go to HuntsvilleCityFC.com and sign up for the free e-newsletter. And it'll pop right there and say, hey, announcement coming today. So you can look on there.
So who picks the mascot? Are you somebody in the upper office is going to say, okay, it's going to be the...
No, the good thing about our team being wholly owned by the parent club is we're all really collaborative. Okay. So there'll be a lot of there's been from everything from this crest on the shirt here to the colors to the team name. It's been really rewarding because it's been very collaborative. Everyone's had an opportunity to put their time in, including the city. I mean, the city. Yeah. I tell you what, the city's spending over $30 million to renovate Joe Davis Stadium for a variety of sports. We'll have different things there, but including soccer as anchor tenant. And I think they recognize with the World Cup coming, the Women's World Cup this summer, but the Men's World Cup coming back to the United States of America in 2026.
Yeah.
And with some of the matches being in Atlanta, if you thought it was exciting to watch all the way in Qatar, just imagine the games are going to be here.
Yeah.
So that's less than 3.5 years away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a big deal. Now, how many players will y'all carry on a roster? Or do you know those numbers yet?
Yeah, we don't know those numbers for sure yet. There'll be, typically a lot of the rosters have somewhere between 20 and 30, but, we haven't finalized that. There are some league rules that I don't know exactly the limits on the top of my head, but it'll be a full roster. And the nice thing about this league is that there is the ability for players to come up and down just like there is in minor league baseball.
That was something else I was going to ask, if it was like baseball or minor league hockey where you go up or down and lose players, I guess, as you make that playoff push, and then they get called up probably in the middle of all that, and I assume it's similar.
And I think that's the cool thing about this strategy. People across the league talk about the Huntsville model in the sense of if you're in the same city, it's going to be hard to generate interest. If you're like Atlanta United 2 plays at Kennesaw, so if you're already in that city, you may go to the parent club. But if you're 90 minutes away, it's close enough to go see the parent team, for players to go back and forth, for coaches to go back and forth, but also have its own identity. And that's one of the great things is the leadership is committed that this will be Huntsville's team, Huntsville's identity tied into Huntsville. There's some nods if you look at if the jersey here. There's some of the colors are the same, and there's going to be some references to Nashville, but it's clearly going to be Huntsville and North Alabama's professional soccer team.
Now, the season runs from. And how many games?
Yeah, so we'll have 14 home matches. Typically, the season will run from March until September or so. It'll still run from March to September this year, but we'll be on the road probably towards the end of May when Joe Davis gets completed. So we'll have 14 home matches probably between the end of May and the end of September. And so that'll be really exciting. That means most weekends in the summer there'll be pro soccer being played at Joe Davis.
Good, hot and humid Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah, that's all right.
Now, and if you don't know, that's fine. And if you don't want to answer, that's fine. But is it to the point now where y'all have any idea of like what the salary range for some of these guys are? Like, is it a structure to where your better players make more money, or it's just across base salary regardless? Or I
can tell all you about marketing and corporate partnerships, but that's I don't know though. But I know these are some really talented up and coming players.
Well, Chad. Got it right this time. I'm glad you joined us. We appreciate you. One more time, that website.
Yeah, HuntsvilleCityFC.com, and sign up for the e-newsletter, get tickets, and get merchandise.
Hey, we appreciate you joining us, buddy.
Awesome.
Have a great rest of the weekend.
All right.
And we'll talk to you soon.
All right, go Vols.
Roll Tide. That's Chad Emerson, the Director of Marketing for the Huntsville City Football Club. And we'll take a quick break. You listen to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080 WKC.
Congratulations to Haven Helms of West Limestone, our Applebee's Neighborhood Athlete of the Week. Haven picks up a gift card from the Athens Applebee's and a Tailgate Talk t-shirt from Gotcha Covered Screen Printing and more. Go to tailgatetalk.net and enter your nominations for future polls. Tailgate Talk will be right back.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
We all know how the weather is here in Alabama. On some days, it can go from cold to hot in no time, and you need a system that can keep up. Athens Refrigeration and HVAC is owned and operated by industry experts, servicing all makes and models, whether residential or commercial. 24/7 availability, licensed, bonded, and insured. Don't be left out in the cold or heat. Call Athens Refrigeration and HVAC at 256-871-1571. Alabama certification numbers 22183 and 53483. Athens Refrigeration and HVAC.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
Need custom screen printing or other promotional products? Got You Covered Screen Printing and more in Athens is, well, got you covered. Screen printing, promotional items, stickers, graphic design, vinyl for signs and garments, and other customized products. They also offer local pickup and delivery services, rush orders, volume discounts, and can customize any project to meet your needs. Got You Covered guarantees to get the job done and will work hard to make sure you're completely satisfied. Call today, 444-4500, or stop by and see them at 800 Highway 72 West, Suite K in Athens. Got You Covered Screen Printing and more. Applebee's Tailgate Talk wants to recognize our local athletes, and you can help. Go to tailgatetalk.net throughout the school year to vote for the Applebee's Neighborhood Athlete of the Week. The winner will receive a gift card from Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and a t-shirt from Got You Covered Screen Printing and more. Submit your own nominations for future polls, too. While you're there, check out the Tailgate Talk archives and see what you might have missed. That's the Applebee's Neighborhood Athlete of the Week. Cast your vote today from Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Tailgate Talk.
Hi there, this is Kevin McLeod, former Auburn Tiger, former NFL running back. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. I'm Jay Vassar alongside Todd DeBott, Tomlin, Coach Clint Legg, and the producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert. And our special guest here on the Yellowhammer Hotline is she's a motivational speaker. She's an author of Move the Ball, and I think she's an alumnus of the University of Alabama. Roll Tide Jennifer. Miss Jennifer Garrett, how are you doing this morning?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thanks so much for having me on today.
Thanks for being here, Jennifer. We appreciate it as always.
Looking forward to chatting.
So just talk about your book, Dominating the Game, and moving the ball.
Yeah, so I just released my latest book, Dominate the Game, How Life Changes When You Show Up, in November. And it builds upon the Move the Ball movement, and which was all about
how do you use football principles to be successful beyond the game of football in business, in your career, and in life in general. And so people who have been following the move the ball movement have adopted this philosophy of, I just have to move that ball an inch, a foot, a yard every single day. Now, what Dominate the Game is about is, it's not just about keeping the ball moving, it's about elevation, getting to that next level, really pushing boundaries, pushing limits, and really dominating in whatever field that you're in. It's got a lot of sports references, a lot of football stories to highlight different principles and concepts, but that's essentially what the book's about.
And that we got a football coach here with us now. He should read the book and tell us all about it.
I do agree. To be an effective leader, you got to figure out the way to inspire others to do it in the world we live in today. It used to be when we grew up, guys, in the 80s, the way I, the reasons I did what I did is because of fear, fear of my dad, that's the way my dad led, was through fear. And now, granted, I loved him to death and still do, but you got to figure out ways to make people lead, make people want to follow you in today's world.
Absolutely. And it's tougher in today's world, too, because there's so much noise and distractions. And so really being an effective leader takes a little bit more skill than, and I guess skill, I'll go with that, and being able to communicate and adapt your style and knowing how to use words and stories that really connect with the people you're trying to lead. And so I do that through sports things, football primarily, but other sports as well.
Wow. Yeah, and I don't think people realize, for those who may not follow sports or certainly have ever participated in sports, realize how many life lessons you learn. And as a kid playing, you don't even realize in the moment that your coaches are actually setting you up for life itself. And that's what you do in these books, Jennifer, as well.
Absolutely. And I think, people will look at, even for me, like those who know my story, when I wrote Move the Ball, I've been a football fan. I've been a student of the game my entire life. But I didn't know anybody in the football industry. I knew no one that played in the NFL. Fast forward to today, where I get to work with some of the most talented men in the league. And people will say, how did you get there? And I'm like, because I showed up and I put in the work and I did the right things that I needed to on a consistent basis to be able to build this brand. And so, football taught me all those things. It's not just about the hard work, the teamwork, the discipline. Those are all important things, but there's so many more lessons that any sport can teach you. I just learned a lot of things through football.
Yeah.
It's amazing what can happen when you show up.
Absolutely. And so in the book, I have a podcast called Move the Ball, where I have a lot of NFL players come on and we talk about business and leadership. But at the end of every show, my signature phrase is, I always say, until next time, make sure you suit up, you show up, and you move the ball. And I structured this book in that same way. It's about how you suit up, not just in terms of your mindset and your mental state, but also the preparatory things that you need to do to be effective in whatever your craft is, and then how you show up to the game that you're playing, whatever game that is, and putting in the right processes, the right things in place so that you can be effective and move the ball and then dominate in your field.
And with you in Chicago, they're having the first pick. Where do they go?
Yes, so Chicago's pretty happy that we got the first pick. But, I don't think that they'll keep it. If I was in a GM spot, I would trade that and use that as leverage to pick up additional spots because they've got a great quarterback. And so I think Justin Fields is the future of Chicago, and I wouldn't trade him. Or I wouldn't use my first pick on a quarterback. And everyone talks about how Bryce Young, and I went to Bama, as you mentioned, and how Bryce, is projected to be the number one pick. I wouldn't, being a Bama person, I wouldn't trade Justin for Bama or for Bryce. I would use that pick as leverage to get additional skills that I need to help augment Justin on the field.
See, I told you we make left turns every now and then. That was a sudden turn to the left. Well, what seems to be the biggest hurdle that people have to get over in order to move the ball or dominate the game?
that's a great question. I would say one of the biggest hurdles is figuring out how to effectively manage your time and work on the things that are important to the goals that you have, because it's so easy to get distracted. It's so easy to say yes to things that don't help you move forward. I mean, we're inundated with all kinds of requests for our time, whether it's our coworkers, our families, our friends, people in the business world trying to hit us up to collaborate or whatever. And so knowing what to say yes to and what to say no to. And something I talk about in the book is using the power of no. It's so important to, look, we all have 24 hours in the day. We have 1,440 minutes each day. And I talk about in the book this concept called managing the game clock, and how we need to manage our game clocks off the field, those 1,440 minutes, in an effective manner. And part of that is saying no to the things that are not serving you or your priorities for the week or the day.
Totally agree with that one, because I've got a teenage daughter and we have that conversation. I said, I think the only reason that I've made it 50-something years and still alive today is my parents taught me the word no and how to say no and not jump in on everybody that's doing crazy stuff around you and all the clutter around you that gets around you at school, which is where I spend my days in school. And I tell her, you got to focus on your goals and your dreams and always doing the right thing. And that's hard to do, especially with teenage kids in the modern world we live in.
Absolutely. And I think it's important for people to, an analogy, there's a guy that was a wide receiver, played for in the league for 9 years. His name is J.J. Burden. J.J. was on my show in the first season. And one of the things that he said that I really liked was, he said, you have to protect your focus like it's $1 million suitcase. And when you think of it that way, like if you're, the other thing he said to that was, every time you say yes to someone, think of it as if you are taking out your wallet and giving them money, because that's exactly what you're doing with your time, because we know that time is money. And so if you view it that way, like if I'm saying yes to you, I'm giving you money, do I really want to spend my money, i.e. my time, on that thing, or would that be better served somewhere else? And so I love that analogy, because it helps people really visualize, like, oh, wait a minute, I don't want to give that person my money. I got other stuff to do. But people don't think of time that way. A lot of people don't.
If everybody else jumped off a cliff, are you going to too?
Yeah.
Heard that a bunch of times. So now you are also a lawyer. How did you get into all this?
Yes, I've done a lot of things. A lawyer, I'm a real estate agent. I've written books. I was in corporate Fortune 50 companies for a long, long time. Did not think that I would be doing what I do now, but I've always loved football. And when I wrote that Move the Ball book, initially, the opportunities didn't come because nobody in football cared about this girl that said that she wrote a book on football. And so it's really been a journey of trying to build a network and a brand and getting people to see that value as a woman in sports. But because I never knew anybody when I wrote Move the Ball, I never thought I'd go on this path. So it's interesting how life takes you in different directions. I absolutely love where I'm at now, but it's definitely not been without headaches and wanting to, bang your head on the wall and question, what am I doing? And that's just kind of how life is for all of us, And so it's definitely been a roller coaster of a ride, but you gotta embrace the highs and the lows and keep on moving. And so, I'm very grateful for the opportunities I've had to be able to share the Move the Ball message, to have the podcast, to be able to, just enable and inspire other people with things that I've picked and I've learned from the game that I fell in love with as a kid.
Yeah, and it's all well deserved. I mean, you worked really hard to get all these things and accolades, and so it obviously didn't come easy. Took time and effort, and now. Not just you're being rewarded, but we are. I mean, I've listened to your podcast some, and I follow you on Twitter and Facebook, and you have some really great guests on. The content's always good, and it's always positive and encouraging, and to me, it's like a lot of it's must listen for younger people, whether they're athletes or not, whether they even care about football or sports in general. It's just you have some really good guests on there that have great ideas about how, like you said, move that ball forward in their life.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm getting ready to kick off the next season on February 14th, the day after Super Bowl. So there'll be new episodes. We've got 245 episodes out already, which is hard to believe that I've done that many. But I'm definitely looking forward to having some more guests on, some great guests, some repeat guests I'm thinking of having on too. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and for those who've never listened, it's called movietheballpodcast.com. That's where you can find Jennifer's podcast. It's movietheballpodcast.com. So I encourage you to go out there and check it out when you can.
So is it once a week, or how often is it?
It's twice a week,
Okay.
and it's that website. You can access it. It's also on all the major podcast platforms: Apple, Spotify, Audible, Amazon Music. So it's everywhere. It'll be twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays. New episodes released. And for those that do enjoy the sport of football and follow the draft, I do a Path to the Draft series in the spring, which will be about mid-March through the draft. We'll release an episode every single day with one of the draft class guys.
I'll be looking forward to that.
Yep. Those will be interesting.
Yeah, so some of the guys that were on last season, some names people might be familiar with: Nakobe Dean with the Eagles, Ed Ingram, who's with the Vikings. I just see purple because he went to LSU, but he's with the Vikings. Sky Moore with the Chiefs, Dane Belton with the Giants. Trying to think who else. Alec Pierce with the Colts. Unfortunately, the Colts aren't in the postseason, but he definitely had some great plays this year. Nick Cross, also with the Colts. Trying to think who else was on the show that might be in the postseason right now. But I mean, there's been so many guests, and what I really love is when I have those guys on, they just got great stories for one of how everybody has their own story, and they have different challenges that they've had to navigate through, and different lessons that they've learned from playing the sport that I love that they share with the audience too.
Anybody from the Packers? They need to learn how to move the ball.
Well, I did have a couple, not in my draft series, but I had Kenny Clark on the show this past season. Kenny did a great job. Josiah DeGuara, he was in his second year at tight end. He was on the show. So I've had a couple Packers guys recently on the show as well.
Okay. Have to go back and listen to those.
The big Packer backer over here.
Yeah,
Mr.
Packer
Tim.
backer.
So, your whole take, any chance you may in the future may try to get Damar Hamlin on just to talk about his story and what happened?
It's a great thing. I'm actually glad you mentioned that. I am talking with Damar's agent, who is a friend of mine, later today. Not specifically about Damar, but I am planning on mentioning it to him that I would love to have Damar on the show. I'm sure he's getting hit up so many ways right now, just with everything that's going on. So I'm hoping to bring him on, though, at some point on the show. But I am going to be talking with his agent later today.
You told me you had a phone call coming up at 11 or at noon. Is that going to be for your podcast, or is it maybe I'm just
yes,
kind of...
No, it's with his agent. Yeah.
Okay, that's who it is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was cool. You shared that tweet with from him where he's selling shirts to raise money for the first responders in the UC Trauma Center. Those are really cool looking shirts, and that's pretty awesome. He's in all that he's been through, he's still wanting to give back like he has been. So.
I don't personally know Damar, but I mean, just what we've learned from him and what we've seen. I mean, he just seems like an incredible human being. And, for me, when I talk about move the ball, it's not just about how you can move the ball in your own life. It's about what you're doing to inspire and impact other people, too. And he's definitely one that's using his platform to make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before we go, Jennifer, one more time, where can we get your book? And just tell us where you can get the book at.
Yeah, Dominate the Game. You can get it. It's on Amazon in paperback as well as ebook copy. And then some people, it's on all. If you go to Target.com or Barnes & Noble or Walmart, it's all the major retailers. It's on there. For those that do like author signed copies, I have a website too, which is dominateandmove.com, and you can pick up Dominate the Game there, and you can also pick up Move the Ball.
Well, Jennifer, we appreciate you joining us. You have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.
You too.
Take care.
That was Jennifer Garnett. Garrett here, speaking with us here at Applebee's Tailgate Talk, and we're going to take a quick break. You're listening.
And coming up after this break, I'm going to kind of do a flip flop here. A lot of times on the PlayAction Sports Report, I will feature clips from Tailgate Talk. Well, I'm going the other way around.
Okay.
I talked to Tanner baseball coach Manny Lora earlier this week, and I'm going to bring you his clip.
All right. Sounds good. We're going to take this quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080 WKAC.
Real estate real easy. That's the motto at Innovative Realty Solutions, and providing the highest quality real estate services is their mission. With sound real estate advice, the latest information, and a skilled analysis of the real estate market, Innovative Realty Solutions offers a better home buying and selling experience with a fair, ethical, and, yes, innovative process. Innovative Realty Solutions. Visit them on Facebook, online at innovativerealtysolutions.com, at 100 North Clinton Street in Athens, or call 230-5950. Innovative Realty Solutions. Real estate real easy.
This is First National Bank Student Advisory Board member Mason Butler from Clemens High School, and I love First National Bank. They make it easy for me to balance school, work, and my social life. With convenient services like online banking, bill pay, and the mobile app, I can take care of my finances without having to worry. I can check my balance, transfer funds, and I was even able to apply for my checking account online. First National Bank, making communities great.
Located at 1880 Highway 72 East and 321 South Jefferson Street in Athens. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. Addiction can have a crippling effect on everyone involved, leading to health problems and behavioral disorders. SOAR Addiction Recovery can help with their comprehensive and confidential treatment. SOAR understands the heartache and pain of addiction and can empower you to re-engage in a meaningful life. If you or someone you know needs help, don't wait. Call SOAR Addiction Recovery. That's SOAR at 374-3858. Located at 30521 Ardmore Avenue in Ardmore. It's time for you to soar. Call now, 374-3858. SOAR Addiction Recovery. Welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Earlier this week, I caught up with Tanner baseball coach Manny Lora on the PlayAction Sports Report. Starting off here, fill us in on the Manny Lora story.
Let's see. Played baseball at Alabama A&M. Once I got done there, was fortunate enough to sign a minor league contract with the Orioles. That didn't last too long. I've had 3 surgeries, so that cut my career short. Ended up coming back to A&M as an assistant coach. The head coach there was Mitchell at the time. He ended up moving on to Martin Methodist, which is now, I think, it's Tennessee Southern. And was able, by the grace of God, was able to get the head coach position there, and spent 3 years there. After that, during COVID, ended up working for Perfect Game down in Fort Myers, Florida. And then a buddy of mine here, Oscar Bonds and Wesley Walker, football coaches, mentioned to me that Tanner High School had an opening for a baseball coach, and I always wanted to coach high school. I always wanted to be able to build my own program, especially from the bottom up, as I'm doing here at Tanner.
Right.
And I'm loving it. I'm loving the opportunity. I'm loving the fact that I'm able to get these 6th, 7th, or 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th graders early as possible, and just teaching them and having them love the game of baseball, because you got to love baseball to play baseball.
Yeah. Well, now you started with A&M. What was it like for you growing up? I mean, what did you play?
I've always played baseball. I've always had the opportunity to play baseball at the age of 4 years old. Parents always had me play above age, so I skipped t-ball, went straight to kids pitch. from the Dominican Republic. So baseball it's we breathe, eat, sleep baseball there.
Okay. Well, now you mentioned Coach Bonds. You're going into your second year this year, I think, as the Rattlers baseball head coach, but you're an assistant on Coach Bonds' football team. What's your experience in that area?
It's a little different. Coach Bonds is a no-nonsense type of coach, very straightforward, but he's very attentive to details, and that's helped me a lot as well with my coaching, just understanding and picking up little cues that he demonstrates on how he coaches, how he's able to explain, simple things like video study, how he goes into details. So picking up on those things, how to communicate effectively with our young students here. That's helped tremendously. But other than that, he was a tremendous football player. He has a lot of knowledge. And like I said, I've been able to learn from those both aspects of the coaching aspect and also the communication aspect from him.
Yeah. And you talk about building a program from the bottom up. I mean, he pretty much had to do that whenever he got there at Tanner. He talked about how they had not done any weight training or anything when he got there, and so pretty much had to start off, at the bottom.
Absolutely. He's been almost like a mentor for me here. I'm coming from a college program, Division I. Things are completely different here. But he's mentored me in sticking with it, building the program, especially in the weight room. People don't understand how important that is. Being attentive to attendance and how guys are doing in classes and study hall, things of that nature. And he helps a lot. He also runs the weight program for baseball as well. So it's a big plus to have him on staff and him being here at Tanner.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of guys forget why they're in school in the first place, and they think, hey, I'll just go out there on the field and play and just forget about the rest of the...
Absolutely. I think that with social media, the illusion of playing D1 or going pro is something that they all chase, but they have to understand what it takes to get there, the dedication that those student athletes put in, and how much academics are involved with that, the opportunities that academic can open for them.
And I mentioned you're going into your second year there at Tanner. Looking back at year one, what are your thoughts about that?
It was a tough year. Basically, had to recruit guys, had to go up and down the hallways and try to sell the image of the program, and the image of a program that in the last 4 to 5 years had a coaching carousel, and didn't really have the support of somewhat the community and as well as student athletes. They didn't believe in the program, so had to sell the program there, which is tough. We were able to get over 20 guys out there to go out there and compete. And the biggest issue for me was having to break down fundamentals of baseball, having to spend so many times on simple things as playing catch or learning how to throw. But we spent a lot of times on trying to teach the game of baseball. But other than that first year was amazing. We were able to deal with adversity. We deal with different things that these guys haven't faced before. Trying to tell them and teach them to understand that baseball is a game of failure. You're going to fail 7 out of 10 times to be successful, and knowing how to deal with at bats and how to not carry that over to the next at bat, and learning from our failures. So overall, it was a good year. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I appreciated the coaches that I met throughout that first year, and all the relationships that I built, and then the relationships with the guys that we built. I think it's something that they'll cherish for a long time.
Yeah. One upside about starting from scratch, you don't have to deal with getting guys out of maybe bad habits that maybe the previous coach might have let them get into, or maybe just some, stuff that they learned that wasn't really the right way to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's kind of tricky in a sense. Trying to break bad habits or trying to instill new habits, new information, because they can get lost in all the information that you're trying to give them. So that was tricky, trying to find ways to teach so that they can remember.
Well, now, I know before you got there, y'all were sharing your field with Athens Bible School until they got theirs done. Are you still going to be doing that this year?
I believe that they'll have. They're trying to build a complex over there, so multiple fields. But I believe he mentioned to me that he will have a varsity field available, so we won't be sharing fields. So that helps out with our practice hours. We can extend them a little longer. We can do things a little later. We can implement now a study hall session and a workout session before we get to practice. Just those things that we couldn't necessarily do last year. We can do a little bit better this year.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if they have theirs done by this season or not. So, you got a fundraiser going on through the end of this month. Tell us about that.
We got a couple fundraisers actually. We do have a fruit sale currently going on right now. That's with the Florida Indian River Groves, and all that information is on our Facebook or Facebook, Instagram, on Twitter pages. Basically, it's just fresh fruit from down Florida. We also have another event coming up soon, which will be having some apparel sales, and then we're looking to here in a couple months we'll have a golf tournament as well. Trying to push all that information out. We also have our first inaugural slow pitch softball tournament that we'll be hosting at Tanner High School.
Okay.
And that'll be a pretty fun event. We already have teams filling up for that event as well.
So as far as
something different with fundraising,
is that you talk about teams? Who is that for? Is that for teams around here, or school teams, or just whoever?
It's more of a co-ed adult situation.
Okay.
It's not for the necessarily high school teams around here now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't think so, but just wanted to make sure. Didn't you have something going on at Buffalo Wild Wings before?
Yeah. So we were blessed to host a fundraiser event there, Eat Wings Race Fun. We did it on the day of the national championship game.
Okay.
Buffalo Wild Wings partnered up with us. They've done a great job with letting us host events there. It was a great turnout. Packed house, of course, to see the Georgia Bulldogs absolutely destroy TCU, but it was a fun event. Our guys really enjoyed it. They get to communicate with community members and really show their Tanner pride.
Well, hopefully you didn't have a drop down after the first half.
we did see that, but it was a good event. People stayed and watched the whole game, and we were able to communicate well with the people there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, one last thing before I let you go, I need to get a little bit of Manny Lora trivia. What's something that most people don't know about you?
Most people don't know that I'm ambidextrous. I can throw with both my hands. Ideally, I am a right-handed pitcher, but people don't know that I can do both.
Oh, okay. I saw a video of a guy throwing at two different batters with both hands. Is that something that you do in practice?
So if I know that we're going to face a left-handed pitcher, I'll mix in some BP from the left side and then move right back to the right side and spin a couple spinners and trick the guys a little bit, but they like to have fun with it.
Okay. Yeah, this guy I saw, he was throwing them with both hands at the same time at two different batters at the same time.
And I've seen a professional, in a minor league level, where he could run it up from both sides up to upper 90s.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, well, this guy was just doing it in batting practice, so I don't know how fast he can really throw it, but it looked like it was more like high school. So, all right. Well, I appreciate the time you gave me, and good luck with your fundraisers. And you want to put it back out there one more time, how folks can get in touch with you about those?
Yeah, absolutely. So our Florida Indian River Groves fruit fundraiser, they can search that on Google and then just pretty much search for Tanner Baseball on there, and it'll give you all the options of the fundraising catalog. For more information, they can also visit our Facebook page. We do have a Facebook, and that Facebook page is facebook.com/RattlerBase, BASE. And then that's on our Instagram and Twitter, the same Rattler Base. All the information is on there. We do have sponsorship opportunities available for our Alpha Fence. They can locate our softball tournament, which will be held February 11th. All the information will be on there as well.
Okay. And can they call you?
Absolutely, yeah. They can give me a call here. They can message me on social medias. They can email me, whichever's easier for them.
All right. What's your email address?
So my email address is manuel.lora, Lora, at lcsk12.org.
Okay. All righty. Well, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me getting the information from Tanner out there.
All righty. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
That was Tanner baseball and assistant football coach Manny Lora. If you'd like more information on their various fundraisers, go to the Rattlers Baseball Facebook page. We'll be back with more of Applebee's Tailgate Talk after this. If you're looking for an alternative to the insane prices of buying furniture, appliances, and electronics outright, why not consider rent-to-own at Buddy's Home Furnishings in Athens? High quality at low prices. Top brands like GE, Maytag, Samsung, and Ashley. No credit approval and flexible payment options. See what you can take home today. Visit Buddy's Home Furnishings in Athens at 600 South Jefferson Street in the Athens Shopping Center. Go online to buddyrents.com or call 206-9505. Buddy's Home Furnishings.
It's 2023, and it's the year of the gig. Gig Speed Internet has the power to change lives, starting right where you live. Slay your workouts this year. Stream your sets. Track your runs. Chart your gains. Call WKNT at 877-954-8748 to get your gig life started today. That's 877-954-8748.
When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Keep up with Athens and Limestone County sports with a PlayAction Sports Report. Look for it every Wednesday on your favorite podcast platform. The PlayAction Sports Report. Scores, interviews, highlights, and more from school, youth, and amateur sports in Athens and Limestone County. The PlayAction Sports Report every Wednesday on your favorite podcast platform or online at pasnetwork.net.
This is Chad McGee, head football coach of James Clemens Jets, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
We're back here with Applebee's, a great interview that Tim did with the head baseball coach at Tanner, Mr. Manny Lora. And guys, we had a great show today, and appreciate y'all being here. And Tom, hopefully Tom Kett will be back next week off his assignment. I don't know about where the Adam 12 is. He might be on assignment as well with the news courier. But we want to thank all our special guests and appreciate everybody listening. And we'll be back next week. For Todd DeBod, Coach Clint Legg, producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert.
Let me run down my winners.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Athlete of the Week this week, Haven Helms from West Limestone. And then our Howl with the Havoc winners, Davina Tompkins, Kyle Morneau, Stacy Roll, Patrick Wallace, Brenna Gates, and Ashley Price. I'll get tickets to some Havoc game.
County tournament, Jay. Tell everybody come to Clemens, man. Starting Monday, 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock Monday mornings. The county tournament starts, and it'll run through next Saturday. And we'll be there calling the final games. So you've been listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080 WKC. We'll see y'all next week.
Love you, Benny.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling? Paint peeling off your walls? Shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured. Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com. Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens, Highway 72 West, just off I-65. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. One of your favorite teams is sure to be playing on the big screen, too. See you tomorrow at Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 Athens, just off I-65.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
Need custom screen printing or other promotional products? Got You Covered Screen Printing and More in Athens is, well, got you covered. Screen printing, promotional items, stickers, graphic design, vinyl for signs and garments, and other customized products. They also offer local pickup and delivery services, rush orders, volume discounts, and can customize any project to meet your needs. Got You Covered guarantees to get the job done and will work hard to make sure you're completely satisfied. Call today, 444-4500, or stop by and see them at 800 Highway 72 West, Suite K in Athens. Got You Covered Screen Printing and more. Listen this basketball season as WKAC brings you action from the Athens High Golden Eagles. Join us for play-by-exciting play of varsity girls and boys games on our sports stream at WKAC1080.com. Tune in to WKAC and hear the replay each Saturday at noon, and then check it out on our website on demand. Athens High Golden Eagles basketball this season online at WKAC1080.com and on the air at 1080 WKAC. You've been listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, live from Applebee's Neighborhood Grill on Highway 72 East in Athens, just off I-65. You can hear the archive of this and other shows online at tailgatetalk.net. Applebee's Tailgate Talk is a production of PlayAction Sports on 1080 WKAC.